Oh, shoot, we live. Yo, what is going on? This is Unbound, and welcome again. I'm Nichols, as always. And Lomi, I got Isaac and Alex. Still waiting for the at-large himself, but
The at-large.
How y'all doing? I had to show my superpowers.
I'm good. I'm good, bro.
I'm great. I'm tired. I need a nap, but I'm great.
That's
Also,
so.
this man don't quit leaving his laundry on the back of the couch. We're gonna fight.
So, who has some good news to kick this thing off?
I say 15% on the currency. I can't even say it. Go ahead, Alex.
Want to try that again?
I was gonna say the same thing. Try again.
That
Rewind and try again, bro.
All the way wrong. I say 15% on car insurance by switching to Geico.
There it is. There we go.
I was gonna say I lowered my cholesterol by eating Honey Nut Cheerios.
In serious news, I'm back under 225. So
That's
we are on the way to 205 live.
Nice.
Unfortunately,
Hey.
205 later on.
Nice. I also deadlifted for the first time last week and strained my back and couldn't walk properly for 2 days. So
I deadlifted and didn't strain my back. So there we go.
well, look at you,
did.
Mr. Proper Form.
I did neither of those things, but your bitch got a job.
Oh, well,
Nice.
speaking of accomplishments, I am 27 years old. I almost had to think about how old I was.
Ew.
Never have I ever done a pull-up
Really?
until this week.
What?
Until this week. I did my first 3 pull-ups.
Alex and Isaac both stare at Anthony and Marine.
Stairs in Marine.
Stares at Marine.
Dude, at one point I could do like 17. I probably can't anymore because I've been out of the military for 2 years and I'm fat and tired and I don't wanna.
I think the last time I did, it wasn't even on a bar, like because I was at my job and a bunch of guys, because we got a bunch of gym nuts in my work, and there's a ladder that's slanted against, like, it's on top of a grate and it's slanted against like the vent, but it's still sturdy. So the guys are going up in there and doing pull-ups, and one of them, who says he's a big gym nut, got up there and did 3, and I watched him do it. And I'm like, man, let me go here and see how much I can get. Hopped up there, busted out 7 straight. And then I got tired and went back down.
And then I got tired.
Well, I'm working my way up to doing them weighted, so.
I used to put men to shame. Like, straight up.
Well, you can put me to shame, so we're not going to talk about that.
I mean, I probably can't now. But,
I mean, you never know until you try.
I ain't gonna try. Which part of I have been out of the military for 2 years, I am fat, and I am tired. I do not understand.
I don't know if we would. I don't know if that is the right word to use.
I'm out of shape.
Okay.
Like for
I'll
my
let you have
cardio, my cardio is definitely not what it used to be. Like if I probably die right now go trying to run a PFT.
So I did that free narrative. One of the free narrative workouts for the legs.
How did that go?
I did it. I went for an hour and a half and still couldn't finish.
Yeesh.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do some cardio but after the hour and a half, I was like, nah, bro, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Screw you
Speaking of free the
guys,
narrative,
I'm going home.
that was really good. I did not expect that. That was really good. That was really good. Anyway, you want to jump into free the narrative? Or you want? Where do you want to start?
Hold on, where's my notepad? Because there was such a great quote up there that I have to say it. I wrote it down too. That's how great that quote was.
It was good too. That whole show was really good. Like, for those who don't know, Free the Narrative, it was pro wrestling, but it was like, how do you describe it? It was
My sister came in. She was like, "Are you watching a movie?"
Exactly. It was like watching a movie about freedom that involved pro wrestling.
I have my quote.
It's the best way I could describe it. Anthony, read your quote, and then I'm gonna do my best to try and describe it more.
Social media has created a bubble of hive mind groupthink where the weakest have become the loudest, and they will criticize, analyze, judge you if your opinion dares to differ.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head.
No, and I mean, if we are going to sit here and just flat out describe that, this could go directly towards the IWC.
Yes, the internet wrestling community is
whether you're
that.
whether you're a AEW fanboy or an E-drone, whatever that's supposed to mean. I mean, just look at how you can't even dare to say something that is unpopular. Like if somebody wanted to say I enjoy Raw, they're automatically going to be attacked for it.
I mean, I'm just gonna look at you funny.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, okay, that's your opinion, but
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna accept it, but I'm just gonna look at you.
I didn't even finish Raw this week, so that's. Like, I mean, they started making improvements the last few weeks, and then this week took a few steps back. I was like, what the world?
Like for real. If you tell me you legit enjoy Raw, I'm gonna be like, have fun with that. I'm just gonna look at you like you're strange. That's it.
I'm just gonna look at you like you got the IQ of a bratwurst.
Exactly. But I'm gonna accept the opinion, though. I'm gonna accept the opinion, but I'm gonna look at you like you have the opinion of a bratwurst.
I mean, which is understandable. I mean, everybody has a different outlook on how they enjoy wrestling, and I understand that. You got your people that think all modern wrestling is trash, and it's like, okay, that's this. I said this before. There is enough wrestling out there to find your niche. If you are an anti-modern pro wrestling, NWA Power. If you are all about the spots and spots just because spots, you could watch AEW. I mean, you got some matches that are spots just because spots.
No, you're right. What I'm saying.
Right. I mean, yes, you have. I'm not going to sit here and act like AEW is all spots just because spots, because there's a lot of times where there's some good storytelling. I'm not going to sit here and cap. There's great storytelling. There's great storytelling in WWE. I mean, you'll have your matches in WWE that are spotty.
I'm going to say, if you're looking for a little bit of everything, Impact
or NXT.
If you're looking for a little bit of everything, Impact. Because it does have a liberty. It has great workers. The women's division is. Did you read that article I sent you about 5 things why Impact is doing better than AEW and WWE?
I didn't see. I didn't even see you post. I saw it from Sammy.
Yeah,
I saw it from Sammy.
I'm saying I shared it via thing, and Sammy commented on it, and I prefaced it by saying, first of all, this is not a what's the word I'm looking for? Trash piece or a hate piece by Sidgwick. I had to preface that because I know you don't like Sidge.
I mean, I've read some of Sidgwick's stuff, even though I don't care for his takes. But I mean, I'll read it because I want to see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I prefaced it by saying this is not an article by him, but it was still. I looked through it and I read it. I said, he's right. Number 1 was women's division. They have that the women's division is pretty solid. Now, granted, they didn't say, when it said WWE, they didn't say NXT, but they said Raw and SmackDown. Which, come on,
the talent's there, but the booking isn't.
It's terrible. Whereas with Impact, like Deonna Purrazzo, like the way they said that they had like Jordan Grace re-signed with the company. You know, they have up and comers like Rachel Ellerling. You have Deonna Purrazzo, who's former in WWE, and look where
so
she's at
is
now.
Rachel.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You see where they're at right now,
Which I can't, I've seen people talk about this, and I do have to push back on this one statement that I've heard, especially from What Culture, where they talk about how there's some people who slip through the cracks, and it's an indictment on the WWE PC system, which is absolute BS to me, because
right.
when here's my perfect example. So let's take Ty Conti. We all know Ty Conti is she got her training in the PC.
Yeah.
So how is it an indictment on the PC and she looks good because of the PC?
That is confusing.
She got trained at the PC. Even in the matches at NXT, she didn't look bad. So she comes to AEW and is doing well for herself. How is that an indictment to WWE's PC system when they trained her? Not everybody. Here's the thing, especially when you have such a deep roster. That's like saying, all right, so that's like saying you got, let's take a receiving core. Who's the best? The Cowboys. We're gonna use the Cowboys in a positive light this week.
I thought you were gonna be.
No, we're gonna be nice to the Cowboys this week.
Very well.
So the Cowboys have one of the best receiving cores in the league.
Absolutely.
So you got Amari
CeeDee Lamb,
Amari Cooper, and
Michael
Gallup. So let's just say,
hang on.
Who's the underrated? But I mean, those are your top three.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're initially going to be your number 1, 2, and 3 options, and then you got your tight end, you got Zeke. So let's just say a guy like DK. Let's say y'all drafted DK. No, let's say y'all drafted a receiver, and he has to sit behind those 3 guys. He's not going to get a lot of time, especially if those 3 receivers don't get hurt and they're healthy most of the time. He'll get a few plays in there, and he'll look good. Eventually, he's going to be sent off because, again, that position is too stacked.
Noah Brown, Amari Cooper, Johnny Dixon. We probably just drafted him. Brennan Eagles probably just drafted him.
Let's take the dude that went off against us.
Simi Fehoko.
That's not him.
He's a rookie. He just got drafted. Stephen Guidry. CeeDee Lamb. Osiris Mitchell. I like that guy. I already like that guy. Aaron Parker. I'm reading off all the receivers. Brandon Smith. Malik Turner, TJ Basher, Cedric Wilson. I knew we had
That's him. Cedric Wilson. That's the guy we use right now. So Cedric Wilson went off on the Seahawks in week 2.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was it week 2 or week 3?
Yeah.
Yes. So
I'm just gonna say yes because he.
It was one of those weeks. So he went off. I think he had like 2 touchdowns. So let's just say he goes off into the Brown. No, let's say the Jets. He gets signed by the Jets eventually and starts going off there. Is that an indictment on the Cowboys because he wasn't able to do what he's doing on the Jets? Is that an indictment on the Cowboys, or is that just the fact that he showed his talent but didn't have enough time because he was in a core that was so stacked that he couldn't get on the field?
True. Or I have a better one. Tim Tebow in Denver, right? Got drafted in Denver. Goes to, where'd he go? Like the Jets after that later, and he's bad with the Jets. To me, that's an indictment on John Elway because you got rid of him after 1 year of him starting.
Really an indictment because
yes, it is an indictment.
It would transform into a Super Bowl appearance. And
I'm not saying this out of bias. I'm saying you mean to tell me you couldn't. You mean to tell me
under Peyton?
Yes, you mean no? You couldn't develop. I'm saying you couldn't do that and have one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game adjust his style or help him adjust to become a better quarterback when he eventually retires.
Well, the real indictment on John Elway with quarterbacks is not just Tim Tebow. It's every other quarterback that he's used since.
I know, but I'm just saying we're using Tim Tebow as an example in the same way we're using Tay Conti. Is that an indictment, you're right. It may not be an indictment on WWE than the PC for how she is now, which is she's in better form. But on the opposite side of that, in this case, that would be an indictment on John Elway.
Yeah,
because for doing what he did.
Right. And the thing with NXT is their women's division has been their division has been stacked since the first Mae Young Classic. Because you remember 2016.
Yeah.
2016 was that year where they got gutted. And all you really had was Bayley and Asuka.
Yeah. Because everybody else went back to the Indies.
Well, everybody went to the Indies and they had just brought up Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. And then not so long after that, they brought Bayley up. So it was just Asuka.
It
was Asuka.
Bangers with everyone.
Emma. Eva.
Ugh, don't get me started.
Which, I mean, she had a few solid matches in NXT.
I
feel like she's gimmicking this whole I can't wrestle thing.
The way I feel about Eva Marie right now is the way Chiseled Adonis feels about Brie Mode. If you don't know, he hates that. That's how I feel about Eva Marie right now.
I swear I feel like she's gimmicking the idea that she can't wrestle. There's no way that you can tell me that you've been training with the Brian Kendrick, put on good matches with Asuka and Bayley. She's a whole troll job, bro. I can't believe anything but the fact. Well,
you know how I feel. I think I hate this because you know how I feel about trolls.
Yeah, I understand. I just laugh at it because I love the fact that she's able to work the internet so well. Like she put up Monday morning that with the wins she's had more wins than Becky. It was a bunch of people that haven't. She was like, I had more wins than Becky, Ronda, the Bella twins all combined in 2021. I'm on my way to the Hall of Fame type stuff. And she's doing it too.
If she gets on the Hall of Fame, they might as well let anybody in there. I swear,
they already do.
No, well, first of all, on God, I say this right now, on God, if Eva Marie gets in there before China does,
individually,
yes, if Eva Marie by herself gets in the WWE Hall of Fame before China, after all China has done, look at me. You can forget about Raw and SmackDown.
I don't think that's going to happen because I don't know. She hasn't done anything worth. To be honest, she hasn't even done anything worth being in the Hall of Fame yet. Her first run was horrible.
I'm trying to figure out why it's politics, right? It's politics, right?
She's a heat magnet, dog.
No, not evil. I'm talking about China.
Oh,
politics.
It was politics. It was a lot.
Just say politics.
It was politics, but there was a lot of bad blood there. You know, you're not getting in there with bad blood. Look how long it took.
Randy got in there with bad blood. The Ultimate Warrior got in with bad blood.
No, that got squashed before that. But you had to squash all of that before they get you in there. Right. Eventually, I do feel like Vince does call because I've said it before. Vince is soft.
That's fair.
Vince reminds me a lot of my grandfather. His bark is bigger than his bite.
That's fair.
That's why that's why I feel like he got the call to get Zelina back. And we might as well get to this now because Zelina made
that was garbage.
It was a story. It was a story.
It was garbage.
She'll be all right.
She will be, but come on.
This story is writing itself. I mean, did she need to lose? No, but for the sake of the story, they could have used somebody else.
That's what I'm saying.
They could have used somebody else.
That'll make no sense.
Like I understand the story going on here. I understand that they're going where they're going with Liv. They're kind of giving her a little bit of underdog story going into Money in the Bank. With this translating to her winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, my early guess right now is going to be Zelina wins. But I think Liv is a dark horse in this whole entire match.
I don't know who. I just want Big E to win Mr. Money in the Bank.
I'm going either Big E or Morrison.
I want somebody to win that I actually like. I want to say like because
who in the match do you not like so far?
Well, who's in it?
All right, so for the men's right now, you have Ricochet, John Morrison, Drew McIntyre, and it was one more on Raw. Oh, Riddle. So those four, you got Big E and then Kevin Owens so far. The last two qualifying matches for the men are going to be Corbin versus Shinsuke. So that's probably be Shinsuke, and then you got Seth versus Cesaro. So I'm guessing those last two is gonna be filled up by Shinsuke and Cesaro. So that seems like a good cast of people that you actually like. I can't think of anybody in that list that you hate. For the women, Alexa, Nikki Ash.
That can't. No. That's not what they're calling her when she comes out to the ring. Tell me that's not what they're calling her when she comes out.
Well, they're calling her almost a superhero, Nikki Ash.
No, are they?
Am I going to sit here and lie to you?
They're seriously calling her when she comes out to the ring almost a
superhero, Nikki Ash. Well, at least she kept the Nikki part. I mean, she's been using Nikki. I mean, she was Nikki Storm, now Nikki Cross, and Nikki Ash. Look, people wanted Vince to get.
I'm just going to mark that on names I've heard worse than Shorty G.
People wanted Vince McMahon to let his talent have some input on their characters. This is her idea, according to her husband, who is no longer with the company. So
I'm hearing she's
have a reason to lie.
I'm hearing she's like having like this is. I'm seeing on Twitter according to Damo, because he's Damo now. She's having a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure she is. Usually, if you're doing something that you chose, you better be having fun. If you're not having fun with something that you chose to do, something's wrong with you. So, I mean, she's probably having fun. The name is weird, the gimmick is weird, but this is what people wanted, right? Give your talent the opportunity to create their own characters. We've seen it work sometimes. We've seen how the New Day has been able to control how they do their stuff. They're having fun, and more times than not is delivered. Now you have some old day segments that are absolutely trash,
or the Lashley sisters segment. Jesus Christ,
that was not Bobby Lashley.
You know what I meant.
But that wasn't his idea. Even though Bob he's talked about it, and he's not really. He's like, he doesn't take it seriously. So and that's the one thing. Like when you do that, I'm pretty sure you got to not take yourself seriously, and a lot of times to enjoy it, because at the end of the day, it's a TV show, and it's all about perception. Now you're gonna have your ones that's gonna take it seriously because it's their livelihood. You're gonna have your John Moxleys. You're gonna have your CM Punks. And then you're gonna have the ones like a Cesaro who has been content with where he's been at, regardless of how the fans feel like he's not been pushed the way they want him pushed. But I want to get back to Zelina here, because there was a lot of outrage going on. There was one leader of this outrage movement, and then there was a lot of other ones that I've seen that weren't really associated with.
Are you talking about JD?
The individual that I used to be such a big fan of, and
JD
would regurgitate everything he said at one point. Now I have my own brain, thank God. But he basically, him and a lot of other people basically calling her a sellout because of the tweet that she made months ago that has been rumored to be why she was released in the first place. Now we know about the Twitch and OnlyFans edict that was put out 8 8-9 months ago, and then Thea at that time said that I support unionizations, which is cool. I'm pretty sure she still supports unionizations, but I think what happened is she realized, where am I going to get this from? You already know WWE and the powers that be at WWE are not going to say, yeah, I'm with you. We're going to support unionizations. So that's out of the question. The powers that be at AEW are not going to say it because Cody has already said that he doesn't support it.
I think it was, I think, all right, now what JD said was really wild, but I think there is logic to the fact of when they say, hey, look, there is you can't say you support unionization and then sign back with the company. You know what I mean? That said, you couldn't do the stuff on your own. You know what I mean? So I can see where people come from there, you know? It's like David Starr saying, well, I know we talked about this before. I promised I wasn't going to do this. But you know what I mean? That's like David Starr saying, because David Starr, I don't know if you knew this about, well, at the time.
Yeah, he had some work with WWE, right? Because he was with...
He had this thing called We the Independent, which is about unionization in professional wrestling, before all that stuff happened. But he had this thing, he was big on unionization. And then he was big into it. And then he said that, but the point is, him saying, wanting unionization in professional wrestling, and then him signing with WWE will look mad weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think it would look more weird with him signing than it would with Zelina. Because that was the only thing that Zelina ever said. That's the only thing I can recall her saying that kind of remotely brought me into that whole situation.
By the way, AEW is about to start.
Yeah, I got it on. I've been watching Creed this whole time.
Yeah, I know. I'd never seen Creed. It wasn't my thing. I mean, I saw the ending, and now I'm kind of frustrated. Like, how's it going to end like that?
This is going to be interesting to see a full crowd now. But
I swear, if their mustaches are weird, whatever.
The thing with her signing. Yes, I understand that it's a bit weird to see her kind of go back and change a little bit from what she was her stance then. But at the end of the day, she made a financial decision. Yeah, sometimes making that financial decision is not going to make the most sense.
By the way, I'm calling it now. Phoenix returns tonight because it's a street fight. By the way, so I can see him making a return.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
All right, let's see how the. Huh? Wow, that looks good.
Pretty solid looking crowd.
Well, they're in Miami, so I mean, or as The Rock calls it, Miami. That's how he says Miami. It's really weird.
It feels good to actually look at an actual arena indoors.
Okay, so they're starting with the Cody stuff. Yeah, they're starting off with the Cody match. Anyway, so what's next?
Want
to transition into sports or?
Yeah, let's get to sports and then we'll get Alex real quick, and then once we get ready to talk Olympics, I'll get Alex back up here.
All right, so the Euros. Did you see the coldest game winner I've ever seen in my life?
Yes. That fake out boy.
Yeah. He sold that thing like Ric Flair sells like wrist locks. He sold that amazingly. So the Euros went down between June 11th and the final is this Sunday, July 11th. And it's been a good, amazing couple of weeks. It really has. What with like teams really showing out. England defeated Denmark today in extra time. They scored with they tied it up with an own goal and then after the own goal, Harry Kane, their captain, hit a penalty shot that ricocheted off the goalie. It ricocheted off the goalie, and then why did QT Marshall get the job?
I was thinking that. I was like, did anybody see QT come out?
Anyway, by the way, if you're wondering, for those wondering where Anthony Ogogo is, he's in England watching England be England. Yeah,
yo,
that's
was great. That game winner was crazy for that game.
Yeah,
it was a penalty kick, and then the goalie saved it, but the ball bounced off of it, it ricocheted off of him, came right back to him. He kicked the other one. I was like, oh snap!
Yep.
And they had it set from then on out.
Yep. All they had to do was play defense, which they did immaculately. It was really good. Good game. Good game. So the final is going to be England versus Italy in the final. That's this Sunday at 3. Coverage starts at 2 on ESPN2, but then we'll transition at 2:30 on ESPN. And the game will be at 3 on ESPN at 3.
This is a different hard camera too.
Why is it? This is giving me Impact vibes because that's how where the hard cam used to be. You remember?
Yeah, they have it. The hard cam is facing the opposite side of the ramp. So I see.
Well, mind you, this is a new arena, so I mean, anyway. So yeah, it's a great game. Italy got in there by defeating Spain in penalties. Jorge Masvidal is there. The dude who got hit with the, I think Amanda Nunes is there.
Jamie just put it in there in the group saying
Masvidal is there and Nunes is there. For those who don't know who Jorge Masvidal is, he's the man who got hit with the Yagadi Boo by Kamaru Usman in their title fight.
Dan Lambert's there as well.
He hit that man with the Ree, bro.
So Masvidal, Lambert, and Amanda Nunes all there.
Anyway, that was amazing.
Which I'm expecting now.
Well, they are in Miami.
Bring that up because now I'm expecting to see some similar things with WWE. Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw the news. I think this is the last thing we'll talk about wrestling. Actually, it's not the last thing we'll talk about wrestling.
Also, sports wise, the Home Run Derby is Monday.
Ooh.
For those baseball fans out there.
But WWE
sucks. I'm sorry.
Has its moments. But SmackDown will be recording a few matches at the Rolling Loud festival. Which is crazy because only other time I've seen WWE do this at a music festival was with NXT UK. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this goes with the recording of a few matches at Rolling Loud. So they're making big moves. I know people were thinking, oh, WWE's going down the drain, they're going out sad. It was like, nah, bro, they're making move after move. I know people were overreacting about the New York rule going on with the MSG show where you have to have your verification card of you being stabbed up. So, but I read somewhere where that New York is 70% already taken care of. So
that's good.
I still have my questions and concerns about it, especially with the new video that just came out.
Was it the one? Oh, so they are doing it this way.
You didn't see the juvenile video?
No, not that. I'm talking about they're doing the whole four corners thing. I didn't think they were doing. I actually prefer my strap matches.
Wait, are they doing? Are they doing?
Yeah, they're doing four corners. They're doing four corners.
I would love for them to have the thing there so you can see.
That is a good.
That's the only thing that's kind of confusing me about this, because usually I think of the bull rope match. I think it was JBL versus Eddie.
Yeah,
and you remember they had the light up, and that way you knew like Eddie was like green and JBL was like red or something like that, so you can see who keep up better with that.
I know Cena and Rusev had a chain match that did the same thing.
Yeah, that was the last time they've done that.
They didn't have light ups though. I remember that.
Hold on. I thought the last one had it.
They didn't. At least not to my memory.
Hold
That
on,
was one of my favorite matches. I don't think they had it.
What was it? Russian chain match?
Yeah, which is weird because I'm like, okay, so what's the difference between a Russian? So when it's a gimmick match, like a Russian chain match,
they had it.
They did?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm looking at the video right now. They have it like it's two lights on each corner,
Oh.
and so they would light up if you touch them. Because I remember the finish for Eddie versus JBL.
I know. So here's the thing that gets me: is it weird? It's like they have. What the fuck? Oh wow, that was weird.
What the heck? What the heck was that about?
I think they changed the camera. I think they changed the camera angle.
Is that why that happened?
I think they changed the hard cam. First of all, if you are going to do that's some rookie stuff. You got to do that during a commercial.
They have their moments where they do so well, and then they have these mental lapses with their production crew.
Yeah. They should have
done
done
their
that.
Biggest issue.
They should have gone to a commercial before they did that. Like Tony's, I can't hear it. Well, first of all, it's still the same way. What are you doing? Anyway, I think Tony's probably chewing somebody out right now. At least he should be.
I hope that was work. I hope that was part of what's going on here, because you could tell. I mean,
well, no, because
even Cody was like, "What the heck happened?"
They're still at the same thing. They're still at the same angle.
Because Cody was confused too, so it must have been more than just the camera.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, Tony Khan has got to be yelling at somebody right now.
Hold on, it's time to go to Twitter. But do you want to talk about the situation that happened on yesterday?
What happened yesterday?
So Jimmy Uso.
No.
All I'm gonna say is I just hope the man gets out. That's
all you can say. That's all you can say. I have nothing for that. I have nothing for that. Nothing. Like I don't. What do you want to say? What else is there to say? So, what else you got? Let's talk about the Olympics.
All right, hold on. Let me get Alex back.
Yeah, let's talk about the Olympics and how everybody's patriotic until they support political opinions that they don't support.
Now, who are we talking about with that?
No, just white people in general, just Americans in general.
I mean,
I changed it to Americans in general. Americans.
You know how I feel. I say both sides are full of straight up.
That's why I said Americans.
Hypocrites.
That's why I said Americans. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just how America is. It's just full of hypocrites. And,
all in Europe. Everybody in Europe, regardless of political opinion. You know what they were doing earlier today, during England versus Denmark. You know what everybody in England was doing?
They were probably waving flags.
They were waving flags all over England.
But you can't do that in America because black people can't even celebrate the 4th of July without being called coons nowadays.
That's fair.
I'm like, so I was talking to my mother, and we were talking about that whole thing of black people and 4th of July.
And Juneteenth part 2?
Yeah. And so she brought up, was like, how is it, because people were saying that we shouldn't be celebrating this because our ancestors weren't free. So I went biblical on her. And I was like, during the time of Jesus, who did Jesus die for?
Everyone.
In that time period, at that exact time, who did Jesus
all those
die
who
for?
believed. All those who believed.
The Jews.
Oh, that's a good point.
He died for the Jews. Didn't die for the Gentiles, just the Jews. It wasn't until after that the Gentiles were grafted in. So they were guaranteed all the rights and privileges that the Jews were guaranteed. take it back to America. Who gained independence from Britain?
Oh, I was gonna say white people, but the colonists.
There you go. Typically, they were the white people. I mean, you had
Yes.
some black. We're not going to sit here and act like there weren't some black people that were freed and everything like that. But the slaves were the ones that were not included in this freedoms that were guaranteed. It wasn't until the Emancipation Proclamation and then all the amendments that were ratified and blah, 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 that they began to slowly gain some of these privileges, because we got to remember that these privileges and everything were not guaranteed immediately, because there was some pushback because they didn't want to treat said people as humans. So I kind of broke it down to her that way. Like, I wasn't going around waving a flag and whatnot. I did go see some fireworks. I had on some semi-patriotic colors. I had on my 76ers jersey.
I wore a Captain America shirt.
I'm this type of person that I just feel weird wearing the American flag knowing the flag code.
Right.
So that's why you would never see me walking around with the American flag, because I am aware of the code, and you're not supposed to be wearing the flag on your clothing and blah blah blah. Cody won.
Yeah.
As he should have.
I mean,
hopefully this story is over with.
Yeah. Well, until Anthony Ogogo gets back and shins him.
Well, Ogogo is the only thing I care about.
Ogogo said on Twitter he's gonna go after Billy Gunn because apparently Billy Gunn is the reason why he's in England right now. He had to get his 11th surgery or whatever.
I saw that.
Oh, is this the main event?
Well, I think so, because usually the Bucks are the first people in the for the first match on the TV card. So if they're not the first match, then they're the main event.
That's true.
I'm looking forward to Andrade El Idolo and Seidel.
Should be good.
But wait for
why
Alex
does Ortiz's
in.
face look like that? Anyway,
Breon must be working. I know I'm gonna wait till Alex comes just talk about this one situation, but I do want to talk about ESPN.
Yeah, what you got?
So ESPN has been in some turmoil. Speaking of which, I didn't know Dan was not in ESPN anymore.
Yeah. Levitard left.
I found his YouTube show.
his contract ran out with Levitard and his crew. Yeah, they're all on. They call it the pirate ship now. They did a whole 24-hour stream called Freedom, which celebrates their freedom from ESPN, and it was good. They had the whole crew on there. It was a good time. But yeah, their contract ran out with ESPN, and they didn't renew it. His show, Highly Questionable, is still on ESPN, but it's hosted by by Bomani Jones, L. Duncan, Dominic Foxworth will be on there sometimes. Izzy Gutierrez, he'll be on there sometimes. Katie Nolan, they'll be on there. And then he and John Skipper, he's the former president of president of ESPN. They'll get on there and they'll do things on there, and they combine to start Metalark Media, which is a new media company for podcasts, various podcasts, Podity, the Jim Brockmeyer podcast, which is hosted by Hank Azaria. All that stuff. So, and of course the Levitard show.
All right, so Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
She caused quite of a ruckus because she was evidently supposed to be up there. Now she's not on the NBA final sideline.
Yeah.
She's not an NBA final sideline reporter because of her comments regarding Maria Taylor.
What were these comments?
All right, I'm trying to find it. Guess what you would clear the way for Maria to do the hosting full time, she says. I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my thing away. So basically, her thing is, I'm all for you and your horrible record in diversity, because we all know ESPN has a horrible record in diversity. That is no secret. She's not wrong there. But then she went and said that you're not going to use me as your pawn. So you're not going to take my job and give it to her because you want to show the world, hey, look at how diverse we are. Now, I didn't know about this until this popped off Sunday. I was on my way home from church, and I saw Kwame Brown was doing his little review on it. And he doesn't care much for her because of a horrible job of a report of an interview that she did on him when he was still young in the game. Now you've had some people that have been really behind her, who have a lot of questionable history with her, allegedly. Now, one thing that I didn't know who this Rachel Nichols was until doing more research on it. Now things have come up that she has said some horrible takes she's made. So one of the horrible takes she's made was last year was saying that LeBron James should be up for the MVP because of what he's had to deal with following the death of Kobe. Basically using Kobe's death as a reason why he should win the MVP award. And then I don't think it was last year, but the year before last, what's his name? Derrick Rose had that big breakout game that when he was playing for the Timberwolves. It was like a 40-point game that he dropped. And after that, all she wanted to do was bring up some allegations that he was found not guilty of 2 years prior. And then another one was her saying that she voted for Klay Thompson for all defense when somebody actually did the search on it, and no time did she ever have wrote down Klay Thompson. So she's been given the tag of racist, white savior, blah blah blah. It all just feels weird to me. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Why is Kenny wearing those boots? And what is going on with his pants?
You want my honest answer?
He misses Kota Ibushi. That's all this is. Like Michael Hamflett put this in a real way. The only times he's turned heel, if you really think about it, in his career, the 2 times he mainly turned heel, this being one of them, is because, and this is going to sound crazy, he fell out of love with Kota Ibushi.
Interesting.
Think about it. When he joined Bullet Club in 2014, right? Or yeah, was it 2014? Yeah, 2014. When he joined Bullet Club, right? That was after him teaming with Ibushi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was after him teaming with that. Why? Because he no longer felt that connection, that special connection he had with him. So he joined Bullet Club. Here, before he came to AEW, where was he? In New Japan. What did he have in New Japan? A friendship, a renewed friendship after 10 years with Ibushi. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense?
This fit ain't it, dog. I'm sorry.
Say
This
what?
fit is not it.
It's not. It's not.
And somebody had the nerve to say that Kenny Omega had the best drip in wrestling.
Here, can we just focus on it? Because I want to see if Hangman shows up or not, or Dark Order shows up. I just want to see. I don't think they will, but I just want to see.
Well, the way Hangman is, he doesn't want the match.
I know it's gorgeous, ain't it? It's good.
I'm not a fan of it.
Of what?
Of this whole I don't want it type.
It's not that he doesn't want it. It's just he doesn't think he's worthy. He doesn't think he's worthy. Like, come on. Think about it. Think about it. Have you at one point in your life been in the position to get something you weren't worthy of? You felt you weren't worthy of?
Here's my thing. Yes, but it wasn't this, like, they should have been making this a clear thing immediately after him losing. Like, been saying I don't think I'm worthy, like saying I don't think I'm worthy to be here. Think of the perfect example, Johnny Gargano, before he won the title. All those failures that he had, failing against Andrade, failing against, and just constantly losing at TakeOver. And then you had that build where he's like, I don't think I'm worthy to even be here type thing. I haven't felt that with Hangman to the point where this should be the point where he's building that confidence up now.
It is. No, it is, because All Out's around the corner. He is building. It is.
But he didn't feel like that. I didn't get that feeling of his confidence not being there within his last. Here
comes the Dark Order.
Well, of course the Dark Order's gonna be here. But when that confidence should have been, you should have had Team Taz beating into him, tight, like browbeating him, saying, "Oh, you're a failure. You shouldn't even be here," type thing. And then he just did what he did to Hangman Page at the last show. That's the only thing that I kind of was like, eh. Now, I'm pretty sure the match at what is it, All Out? No, is it
All Out? Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be top 10 of the. It's probably in our top 10. But I just feel like that should have been the way they went about it from my perspective. I really need to look at Evil Uno's suit here because evidently last week his lapel was all kinds of wrinkled. So I'm paying attention to his suit this week. It looks pretty.
He looks good in the
solid.
suit though. Evil Uno looks good in the suit though.
I mean, it's not hard to look good in the suit as long as it's tailored. Any man can look good in the suit.
What is up with those boots, though?
It's Kenny Omega. Like, I understand he's trying to pull off the Triple H with the beard thing going on here. Of course, it's number 69. What a goof. Oh, one more thing. I don't know who's worse, Nakazawa or the old guy, that old deathmatch guy. Luther. That's him. Luther. It must be Hangman. Well, Heyman is going at everybody. He's going at Mr. 69 and Mr. whatever his number is. 12. You're not Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, sir. Ooh, don't hurt yourself, Adam. Of course. Don't let this man intimidate you, Adam. Hey, slow your breathing now, sir.
I like his shirts. His shirts are nice.
Well, he's a cowboy, so he's going to wear cowboy shirts.
I know, but they always look nice.
I'd rather dress like Adam Page than dress like Kenny Omega.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I could pull off the cowboy look.
You think he's going to come out on a horse again and All Out? He should, because it's going to be in front of fans.
Possible. It's possible. I don't think Alan's going to pop in, so we'll go ahead and talk the Olympics.
All right. Well,
so
she said her grandma started, one of her family members started picking up. So, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk this because this has been a hot topic over the last few weeks. Well, over the last week especially. I think they really started talking about it the day after we did our last episode.
Right.
So Sha'Carri Richardson has been touted as the fastest woman in America.
She is. I mean, she was burning people. She was.
So, unfortunately, she was suspended by the IOC,
right,
due to testing positive for marijuana.
Right.
Now, the issue here is that a lot of people feel like she should be able to still race regardless of the fact that she tested positive for marijuana. Now, I know this saying is not going to really be endearing to a lot of people.
Right.
But yes, the rules are the rules.
Yes, they are.
And unfortunately, these are rules that are still within the CIO's rulebook. The IOC, my fault. I keep saying CIO. I'm thinking like KK sign all them. But why I want to bring up the rules of the rules, because I just got a notification that combat sports just now have got rid of that whole thing where you could test positive for weed and get suspended and everything like that.
Right.
So hold on, I'm gonna find that because this brings up a whole other point to this whole situation. Where is it at? But even before, while looking this up, look how long it took for the NFL. The NFL just took weed off of the list of suspendable things, and now Flash Gordon is still trying to get back in the NFL.
I mean, actually, Flash Gordon is Melvin Gordon now. So,
oh, here it is. So, NSAC rules not to discipline boxers, MMA fighters for marijuana use. So, this is America we're talking about. This is American sports that are finally just now getting rid of this rule. So,
this is America.
So, do you really expect an international organization to be ahead of this when you got a lot of other countries that are involved in this situation that are nowhere near this level yet, where they still feel like marijuana is some type of gateway drug, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, you have a whole lot of countries who still haven't gotten behind the whole same-sex marriage thing.
Right. So, I mean, you're going to have that. Now, the reactions that she has been getting from the media has been another situation that I'm going to say something that people may not like, because I actually talked to somebody. Hold on. This is probably deep down in my tweets, but they were talking about how they didn't like the way the media was talking about it, and they were saying that that Karen they blamed something on Karens, and it was hilarious to me. When was I talking about this? It was this weekend. I had so much talk about the situation yesterday. Oh, I found it. Well, I think they blocked me too. So they brought up Michael Phelps. So that's been the big comparison this whole thing. So they were saying that Michael Phelps, that they were trying to make it seem like that she got it worse than Michael Phelps, when Michael Phelps, one, did not test positive. When Michael Phelps was tested, he tested negative. Michael Phelps, the picture that Michael Phelps got suspended for a picture.
He did. He had
that
to give
was
up like
taken
6 of his goals.
months after the Olympics. So he had to give up. He had to give up some gold medals, right?
Yes.
Was suspended 3 months, and then lost some endorsements.
Yeah.
Sha'Carri got suspended 1 month. Granted, I don't think she has any Olympic gold medals. And then how many endorsements did she lose?
I don't know.
I don't think she lost one. So when you look at that, who got the worst? Who got it worse?
Michael. Well, yeah. I see where you're going. Yeah.
And so then they brought up the media and how the media was reacting to it, and then how the media was so down on Sha'Carri and blah, blah, blah. And this goes back to our conversation before we went live. What did I say about people who don't put energy? What did I say about putting energy in people?
Don't
put energy into the people who are negative to you. So when you tell me that the media is being negative towards Sha'Carri, you know what I'm going to say you to do? Stop watching the media. Stop paying attention to what the media says. Because I put this on Facebook. We put too much emphasis on what the media says about people. That's one of the issues that I have with people, especially black people. We're so worried about what the white media is going to say about a black person, to where we give ourselves headaches because, the media is putting us in this light. Okay, so either A, stop paying attention to what that media says, or B, be your own media and put your own light out there. Control your narrative. Why are we using the narrative of people who don't care about us? Why? We are so engulfed in what the media is going to say about this, that, and the third. And this brings up into another situation, like when an unarmed black boy gets killed. Yes, they're going to say, he was this, that, and the third. Ignore it. Continue your path. There are going to always be roadblocks in the road. You can either allow that roadblock to just sit there, or push it out the way and keep moving. So that's just my biggest issue with this whole thing of, the Karens in the media are calling her a drug addict, and this, that, and the third. I applaud Sha'Carri because she was completely understanding of this, and she made no excuse. She said, I messed up. I own up to it. She's a lot bigger than a lot of other people. We just saw the other situation where another woman blamed her positive test on pork. I think they suspended her. Some lady, I don't know who it was. Like, I don't care. That's my thing.
Wait.
We're so bothered by this. The fact that she has owned up to her mistake and is being accountable for her actions. I don't understand why anybody is trying to push back on that. She's being accountable. That's a legitimate woman, in my opinion. Anyone who is if you're a man or woman enough to be accountable for your actions, hats off to you. I'm not taking my hat off right now because I have headphones on them. But hats off to you just for being accountable.
Here's what Kanye West says something in his in the Runaway movie that he made. That's like 34 minutes. You can find it on YouTube. It's really good. He said, like he turned the TV off. He says, first rule of this world: don't believe anything you see on the news.
And I'm so happy that I finally learned that, because the media is going to push out what they want you to hear. And this is why we had the conversation earlier about the sixth day of the year. And I said, there's still things that are not adding up to me. Because yeah, you can show me everything you see on the media, but then you start looking past what they're showing you. It's like an iceberg. It's like an iceberg. How much of the iceberg do you really see?
Not much.
That's the media. They're only going to show you the tip of the iceberg. The rest of that stuff is under the water. And so you start seeing all that stuff. And I'm so happy I finally turned off CNN and Fox News and all these other media outlets, because they're not going to tell you everything that you want to know, that you need to know, I should say. Because forget what we want to know. Sometimes we need to hear what we don't want to hear. Because sometimes what you don't want to hear is the truth. So, I don't know, man. Between that and then the Gwen Berry situation, it was not a good week for track.
Yeah.
Which I can't stand behind Gwen Berry either.
What happened there?
They finished her run, whatever she did, and then they played the national anthem, which is pretty. If you're going to be on the team and be in the top 3, you're going to have to hear that national anthem. So yes, we've seen there have been some individuals.
Wait. Is she the one who?
She's the one that turned her back on turned her back.
So I heard a different take. What did you hear? I heard the take was that she was still like getting whatever award you're supposed to get, and then they started playing while she was getting her award, and the other people turned, and she was like, "Oh, like what's going on?" You know what I mean? That's what and then the picture got taken of her turning, like before she turned. That's what. I don't know how true that is, but I mean,
well, I don't think it's because she's already been seen because a lot of the right wingers have already plastered her picture of her running with the American flag around her back already, saying that. So it something's not now that you bring that up, that could possibly be a situation. Now I need to go see if there's a legitimate video. So I'm going to check into that too, because that now that you bring that up, that makes a lot of sense.
Because ESPN she said,
is Hager in this match?
Huh? Yeah.
Hager's in this. That's a weird get up. That should be over.
So
that's over. Oh, I love that. What do they call that move now? The Shadow Machine.
Yeah. No, I think they call it. I forgot what they call it.
That's such a beautiful.
No. So hear what she said. She says she feels so while the music played. So she said for the past week, the national anthem on Saturday, the song happened to start while she was standing on the podium while receiving her bronze. This is according to ESPN. Gwen Berry was standing on the podium after receiving after receiving her bronze medal. While the music played, she placed her hand on her left hip and fidgeted. She took a quarter turn so she was facing the stands, not the flag. Toward the end, she plucked up her shirt and blades. She said, I felt like it was a setup and they did it on purpose. So,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
So I'm going to have to do more research on that. But I don't know if you saw the one more thing when it came to the other one.
So Berry found it to be no matter of coincidence that she was front and center during unlike the Olympics, anthems aren't played to accompany medal ceremonies at the trials. But the hammer throwers received their awards just before the start of the evening season, which had been kicking all off with a videotape rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Interesting.
She said the spokeswoman said the national anthem was scheduled to play at 5:20 p.m. today. We didn't wait until the athletes were on the podium for the hammer throw awards. The national anthem is played every day according to a previously published schedule. On Saturday, the music started at 5:25. They were going to play it before we worked. She said they were, mind you, this is all according to ESPN. So it's not a biased news source. It's from ESPN. It says they were going to play it before we walked out. Then they played it when we were out there. But I don't really want to talk about the anthem because that's not important. The anthem doesn't speak for me. It never has. But then that's. But her point is that you see, but her point is like the fact that it was playing, like it seemed to be playing at a time that wasn't not I want to say necessary, but was playing at a time like not at the allotted time to where she thought it was going to be played, you know?
Yeah. I don't think she's going to be kicked off the team. Evidently, they have her back with that. So it is what it is, man. What else do we have up here? That was it.
I don't know.
Other than the fact that Sha'Carri fans and Lil Nas X fans were going back and forth on the internet because of a post that Sha'Carri made in response to him and about Lil Nas X. So she told anybody who's a Lil Nas X fan to unfollow her.
Well, I don't follow her anyway, so I mean.
But you know why people thought this was an offensive post, right?
Because it makes it look like she's homophobic.
But she's a lesbian.
Oh, well, I don't know. I missed it. Is that,
so
did I guess properly?
When you look at your context clues, it seems more like she was more offended of what was done in the video, not the twerking part, but what he was doing on the video, and then the shoes probably were the reason why she made that post. But that doesn't go over with these weak, loud. Where's my notes? Social media has created a bubble of hive mind groupthink where the weakest have become the loudest, and they will criticize, analyze, judge you if your opinion dares to differ. You see where I'm going here?
Yeah.
Boy, this quote right here, boy.
That whole thing, we didn't even talk about that properly. Can we go back? Can we talk about that properly? I'm going to go back and
listen to that 10-minute. That was a whole 10-minute monologue, and he was spitting the whole time.
Can we talk about that properly, though?
Yes.
Like, that whole thing properly. Like, that
first 10 minutes, boy. I felt everything he was saying.
He produced probably one of the best moments of the year, one of the best like shows of the year, if you want to call it that. Look at that in that context, because he was saying how, like, for these individual guys, he was trying to get them to embrace this, like you're saying, embrace the narrative. I mean, to enjoy their narrative, create their own narrative, control their own narrative, whatever that may be. You know what I mean? for some of those guys, it was to reach a certain potential. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like for Moose, in Moose's case, you know, it was to like look past your past. You know what I mean? As an NFL star, you know, all that, as your time in Ring of Honor. Look to where you are now. You are this, like, look at him. He's in great shape. He's definitely world champion material. He's all of that. You know what I mean? And then it's just trying to get him to embrace that. Like all these guys, he just wants them to embrace like their present self. Speaking of which, 3 years ago, apparently a couple days ago, D'Angelo Williams made his in-ring debut alongside Moose against Eli Drake and Chris Adonis.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Scott D'Amore said some stuff on Twitter about how his PC did better, how in 3 days' time they created something better than the PC, and it got weird. He did say that though.
So I had some pushback on that too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Using a first round draft pick running back.
Right.
The man is athletic as it is. Now WWE is like a music artist. And put out one of the greatest celebrity matches you've seen.
Not better than Ronda's. I'm sorry.
So,
that was good, but that was not better than Ronda's.
I said one of.
What the heck?
I agree that Ronda was number one, though. What is going on here? But yeah, I agree that I think Ronda had the best one. But I think number two A and 2B are Bad Bunny, and then if you really want to consider him a celebrity, Pat McAfee.
I'm not surprised by his athleticism, though, to be honest.
Ooh, McAfee?
Yeah.
If you've watched this tape, you wouldn't be.
Did somebody try and storm? Somebody try and storm the ring?
That must have been what happened. Bunch of weirdos, bro. But what was your favorite part of the entire production?
I liked the idea that he was trying to get these guys, not just these people. He was trying. I just love the whole thing. The whole thing of the fact that EC3 has seemingly found his own narrative, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? Because you saw like what happened when how things were before he got released. Hang on, let me. Hang on, what is he talking?
Huh?
I'm so confused about what happened. Hang on.
I'm gonna definitely watch this segment over again once we finish the episode. This is the last thing we can talk about, though.
Yeah, but I looked at it as this is EC3 saying, look, where I was before, I wasn't happy. Because I don't know if you saw his conversation with Cardona.
He was like, I haven't been happy for years.
Exactly. And I'm like, I think you kind of think it's like, well, he was in. He's got to be referring to his time. Maybe not necessarily.
It wasn't years with WWE though.
I know, but I'm saying like it could be there. It could be his time and Impact. You know what I mean?
Well, like, wasn't there some issue with his time and Impact as well?
Huh?
Wasn't there some issue with his time and Impact as well?
Yeah, especially I'm saying because you said year. He hasn't been happy in years, so I'm saying you got to believe that whatever wasn't happy. He was unhappy about that. You know, it's both. Because everybody knows this time in WWE wasn't great. We know that.
He had his moments in NXT, and then they called him up, and then that was pretty much the end of that.
Exactly. And then, I'm not sure about everything in Impact, but I know he became world champion a couple times in Impact.
Yeah.
But everything on the surface might not have been great,
I know Mox feels so bad, dog.
Say what?
I know Mox has to feel bad for that segment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or when he came out and said, "Where are ECs 1 and 2?"
Which one? Where is EC1, EC2?
By the way,
that killed all momentum.
According on Instagram, he calls his father EC2.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I follow EC3 on Instagram. You said that. But I just thought it was really interesting, that he, it was just the whole thing was great. But I didn't have a favorite part. I just love the fact that he's embraced this new version of himself that gave him birth to the narrative movement. And I just want to see him, I was hoping he was just going to go all over the indies and fight like the biggest people in the indies and get them to embrace their narrative.
I think that's still the objective.
I want to see him fight I want to see him fight like John Well, he signed with Ring of Honor, but I want to see him get in there with like John Moxley or something like that. You know what I mean?
Has he gotten in the ring with Shane Taylor yet?
No. Well, I know he's in Ring of Honor, but I'm not sure. I know he's got Flip Gordon at Best in the World.
Mm-hmm.
So
another one that the IWC doesn't care too much for nowadays.
No, they don't.
But then again, it goes back to that statement that EC3 made because his opinions differ from the IWC.
I'm with you. I got to rewatch this segment again because I feel like they're spitting fire right now.
And the crowd is definitely helping out. That's a face mask, but I'll take it. But anything else from you?
I'm good. I know I just want to go back and relive this segment. So.
Oh, yeah. So. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on out of here. Y'all stay blessed. Peace, love, and Pop-Tarts. We out.
Peace.